You show 5:30, Mel? Good evening, everybody. It is 5:30 on the 24th of May, and we will call the city council meeting for the city of Choteau into order.
You know, one walking in.
All present. What's that?
No one walking in.
No.
No, someone's paying their bill.
Oh, someone's paying the bell.
Okay.
All present, stand and do the pledge of allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item will be our minutes from our last meeting. Move the minutes and approved.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Councilman D and a second from Councilwoman Piccoli. Any changes or additions, corrections? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved as presented. Who's leaving the state?
Me.
Councilman Urja?
I will be gone June. I'm leaving the 17th and I'll be back 26th. So that is, there is a meeting that Tuesday, but I can zoom in for it.
Yeah, because we'll go 7 and 21.
Yep.
Okay,
30 to 9.
you're out June 30 to
May 30.
May 30?
You did that already, though.
Yep.
Indeed.
So would you be around to zoom in if you had to on this, on the 7th? Okay. No old business on the agenda, which will whip us right into new business. Application for July 2nd, 22 street closure for the fire department. This is for keg hockey. And they are going to go next to pivot again where they normally do in the past.
I move approval of the application.
Second.
Motion from Councilman D, a second from Councilman Merja. I'm hoping they have a good turnout this year as it's class reunion time, and I'm hoping, when can we start telling teams to sign up? Do you know offhand, Councilman?
As soon as he and I talk, we get to sign
Yeah.
up together.
Yeah,
What's that?
soon as Steve puts something together. You can do it online, 'cause I ain't going there. Yeah, anytime, I think, I got another meeting right
I
after
know
this,
you
so
do.
I'll see if we'll set the rates and I'll get back to you.
Yep.
Okay,
Probably
perfect.
it'll be the same.
The sooner we can get it out, the better.
And how many teams do you need to make it feasible? Or how about, how many teams do you need to keep going next year?
Well, 20 would be a bunch, but,
That's 40
but
people.
it's fun. Yeah,
Are they two-person teams or
Three.
Three people? Okay, so, all right.
And it's gonna be on the second.
yeah, we need 10 teams can make
I
it
wonder,
worth it, and then if 20 is kind of the limit, I don't
Okay.
think we'd ever have that many, but because it's kind of the day before all the activities, we have the time. So,
Yep.
okay. I'm wondering as mayor if I could, do a resolution to make Jody, Tom, and Shauna a team
There you go.
representing City Hall and the keg
We
hockey.
can.
We might
can
not
do a
have
resolution
anybody-
if we can't do that.
We might not have employees on the 5th if you do that.
We might need them later
How
that
many
night.
days do we get off?
Yeah, we may need them later that night for Brew Fest. Those in favor of the closure?
Aye.
I,
Any opposed? We will get that signed and off to the next people in the morning. Task order number 7, Great West Floodplain Administration. This is something that I would like to discuss here once we get a motion. I apologize.
I so move.
I have a motion from Councilman D.
second.
A second from Councilman Howard. This gives us an opportunity in-house to do our own floodplain administration. And in having conversations with the county, Danny's there to do it, but I believe Staley's helping them out as part of their contract. But needless to say, for us, it's better to do this than it is for us to try and send somebody to school to become a certified floodplain administrator.
Go with the engineering firms, what you mean?
Yeah.
They
Looking
have the
down,
expertise that we don't have.
yeah,
Certainly.
looking down the road. After being at Institute, there's some changes coming through the league that possibly may benefit us as far as this goes, but for the time being, this is hands down the best way to go. From Mike's desk, Jody's desk, and mine here, as the mayor's watching us crossing everybody's desk,
It's
so.
just a year-to-year agreement.
We could, yeah. we can cancel.
Yeah.
Well,
And this is just on top of our, sorry, go ahead.
so why is it a task order then? So if this is an ongoing contractual, I mean, you're,
Everything that we do is a task order. Every different thing that we do through that
Through that
contract that we
contract.
have is a task order. We have a big contract with them.
Retainer and all that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
And so what do we pay the county currently? Do we pay, like, do we just have a handshake?
Right now, we're not paying anything. We had a contract with Paul Wick,
Mhm.
and then we're just deciding what to do.
Gotcha.
So
And what was the
we
contract
paid
with
him
Paul?
$1,000, but it wasn't enough.
No,
Per year?
yes.
Okay.
And so this is up to 5,000.
Mhm.
And once, if we were to broach that, we could amend it through written agreements and come back. and do that. Okay. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mel, any question before it's, nope. Opposed? I will get that signed and out of here tomorrow.
So I do have another question that just occurred to me. So if we had a resident looking to get out of the floodplain, does this cover that? That they still have to go through a surveyor for that,
Correct.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Mhm.
But-
They'd have to get an elevation certificate. And
Or a letter of map amendment.
Yeah, that's not, yeah. so. Okay. Discussion and vote on the MOU with the Chamber of Commerce.
Full disclosure, I do have a direct conflict as the president of the chamber.
Yeah, exactly, so. I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion from Councilman Howard and second from Councilman Merja. Okay, Councilman D. You want to
Put your
explain this?
chamber hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah, change hats for a second.
Do you want me up in the podium?
No.
Okay.
You're fine.
This
You're
is just
kind of
a,
better this way.
fair enough. This is just a procedural thing to get an understanding between the city and the chamber on paper in black and white. You know, they noted on the MOU, the visitor center was open in 97. I went back and looked at all the Project Pride information back in the early 90s and even after the opening in 96, 97, forward through the minutes of the chamber and through the newspaper, there was never anything put on paper. It was this little group will kind of manage the volunteers, and then it became the chamber will manage the volunteers, and then the chamber will manage the visitor center. And so I have no heartburn with that inherently. I think it's a decent fit, but I did want something that just sets out our expectations on both sides, prevents consternation or hard feelings. So that's what this is.
Well, and I will say a couple times in the past, we have had action items on the city council agenda, but they were never in depth. It was, hey, what are we gonna do for this season? And it was basically who's gonna clean it,
Mhm.
who's responsible for locking it up, who's gonna empty the trash. So this, me personally reading through this, I think it's great that we have it. Just, I mean, like Steve said, as chamber president, we have it in black and white, so both parties know what is
Mhm.
spelled out, what each party is responsible for.
One of the issues that I brought up and was talking to Councilman D, or President of the Chamber D at the time, was the visitor center is there as a rest stop for folks. And on Saturday mornings when they have the farmer's market there, they notoriously set up where? Right in front of
In the parking area.
in the parking area there, right in front of it, where if a visitor wants to come in, they've got to park away. I'm looking for some direction as we talk about this down there about, do we from the city, since we're taking care of the parking lot, send a letter to the farmer's market and say, you need to set up on the west side of the parking lot, closer to the street, so that the building is easier accessible for those who are coming in and stopping that don't want to go through the farmer's market or the flea market or whatever's taking place down there.
Do we have anything written in place with them?
We do not. You know, Rich has always been very good about making sure you have access to the
The visitors?
visitor center when, you know, he has his car shows down there. But it's just something, you know, to think about. In my mind, that'd be the way to do it. Keep it open, keep it easier to get a hold of, because you're also gonna have people that want to get into the water. So you might want to come in and get water out of the water thing, so we got to find a happy medium.
Well, that's why, sorry, go ahead, sir. That's why I put in there, the city will manage, that, you know, that bullet point,
Mhm.
thinking specifically of the car show. It's consistent with the other practices that, you know, the city maintains the lawn and external water, stuff on the outside.
Yeah.
Chamber deals with the stuff on the inside. We want to make the switch that the chamber manages the parking lot. We can talk, but that's really not what I would like, quite frankly.
Honestly, I think it's better suited in our hands. to tell you the truth.
I would tend to agree.
Because
So
come winter time, we got to plow it, we got to maintain it.
Yep.
So,
The farmer's market goes through who to get permission to set up there? Or do they?
They don't.
They do not.
They do not.
it's just been
I think it's not unlike this, the arrangement.
a
with the
tacit
chambers.
agreement, to tell you the
Right.
truth.
And I think it started over on the museum side and then it shifted.
Yes.
I'm not sure why, 'cause it used to be over with Corleen and Corrine Rose, they were the initial, they came through one of those.
I think it came through Project Pride or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
similar
one of
era.
those, it came through one of the things that they did at the round
Mel,
tables
I
with
think
the
knows.
extension. Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was, there's been 2 or 3, but then in Corrine and
Corley.
Corrine started it, and then when they decided to get out, then Heishers took it over, right? And so really, it was just kind of part of that extension.
And it's over there because of the shade.
I don't know.
Well, no, that's what I was told the one time I asked why it was here and not here and not here. And that was.
But really, it's only there until noon. I don't know what the hours are.
But I wonder, you know, who do we reach out to? on this?
Heishers.
Cliff and
Heishers.
Sally.
Why not encourage them to set it up down in the green space?
Which green space?
Down below where the picnic table is, down back behind the,
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't do it, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
They want the visual. Is that what you were gonna say, Tom? I saw you cowboy up to say something and then you would,
Well, I think they like that space, catching all the visitors that go to. the
I do
visitor
too.
center.
You could probably resolve that by just contacting Heishers and saying, don't block the 10 parking spaces in front of the visitor center.
and I'll do that. I'll reach out if that's okay.
Oh, it's fine, yeah. Well, and for, you know, just as a FYI, the chamber has established MOU with the farmer's market for each of the bathrooms post Labor Day.
Okay. Yeah, that was a big item last year. They expected somebody to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday to open that up for them. At times, that was a tough task. Okay. Mel, any questions? Polly, Chris, anyone? Nope. Councilwoman? Nope. Those in favor?
we already voted on it, didn't
Well, you had another question,
Yeah,
so
so-
say aye.
we? Aye.
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 All right. Claims are in front of you.
We pay the claims.
Second.
Motion from Councilman Merja, second from Councilman D. Any questions, concerns? WWTP stands for wastewater treatment plant. We figured that out.
Well, it's got
I
TP in it,
cannot
doesn't that
believe
make
you
sense?
guys didn't know that.
I figured it out. I mean, Steve's like, what's WWTP? I said, it's gotta be wastewater treatment plant. We live in a world of acronyms.
That's right.
Doesn't fit on the all on the line.
No, we're limited on our accounting system.
Call the question.
Those in favor?
Question?
Aye.
Any opposed? Pay the bills.
A question.
Yes, sir.
Fireworks,
Yeah. You want-
funding.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if they've been ordered yet. but they're probably-
They
They
have,
had to be ordered and I had to have them paid, but actually, sorry, I had to write a check because we didn't get the 20%
percent discount.
off if I didn't have it to them Well, they have. to
I will-
have it
So it was
by-
funded or we're short? or-
No, we're good.
We're good.
We're over.
Okay,
So we've got a little bit of seed money for next year. I
Okay.
was a little worried, but.
Yeah.
that's what I was, okay.
So what's the actual value then? No,
Uh,
just like the kind of package value.
we did 12,000, we paid out 12,000, I think we're sitting. So we've got about
14.
4,000 in there, five
Mhm.
left, I think.
But figuring the 12 grand
with the
actually
extra.
bought more because of the 20%.
Right, that's what I mean,
It's
yeah,
actually 15,000.
Yeah, so it's close
15,
to
that's what I was-
15,000, yeah.
I don't think I put it past
And expect that then to roughly cost about 16,000 next year. Maybe.
you. You know, they've held it pretty good,
Have
but this is the second or third year that it's been at this, so
Okay.
depending on what the prices do, it hasn't been too bad.
And we haven't had any communication with them about not being able to deliver said fireworks.
As far as I know, he taught, what is it, the camp Albert, that's been
Albert.
talking to him and.
They're good to go. The front page of the Lewis Town paper this weekend was no fireworks show. We ordered them, but they're stuck in China and we're not gonna get them.
Oh,
Oh,
As far as I know, these were on site and in a Connex container at this gentleman's facility
Excellent to hear.
in the North Hills of Helena,
yeah,
buried somewhere, I guess.
Well, it seems like if you paid for them, they would have let you know.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
I would think so.
yeah. Just to enlighten you on that one, Mel, we got another fire truck. And when I went down to pick up the fire truck, Albert went with me and went from where the fire truck was to where this guy lives, you could throw rocks pretty much. And so Albert went over and checked in with them and made sure and got everything taken care of. We got the invoice back for Jody that day, so we could turn around and get it paid.
Excellent.
Law enforcement, huh? Oh, Devin was gone, but you can pretty well, he said he would get it to us for the next one. I forgot it. I knew that. City judge, 3 disorderly conducts, dog at large, dog license, expired regulations, driver's license, 2 insurance, fictitious plates, DUI, failure to give notice. 11 cases last month. Something was in the water. Dogs were in the water. And let's just leave it at that. Stuff from, next page is from legal offices on that's what he's done in the past months. So, and I will come back to that as well. Public Works, Mike's report. You can see where we're at on influence at the. They remain low on our sample analysis are very good. Ed
Now, is
Boland,
that,
what's
do you
that?
know, and this might be a Mike question, is this just kind of lower water levels, or this is just the work that we've been putting in, that they have been putting in?
I'm hoping it's more of that, but it's probably a combination.
It's pretty dry.
It is very dry. Ed Boland is on the sewer project in Central East Choteau, moving forward steadily. 57 of the 126 contracted days elapsed, which is 45%. Is this how you wanted it, Councilman Howard? 45% of the contract, and there's currently 38% of the sewer main line and manhole replacement has been completed. 33% of the water main adjustments have been completed, with the second scheduled for tomorrow. So we will be cutting a water main tomorrow on Highway 221. And hopefully all goes well. No alley work or rehab cleanup has begun at this time, has been completed at this time, and there is a map on the back end of it. We have completed our annual spring cleaning of the sewer main lines through town. And there was a section that was really infested with tree roots, and as he said, 16 feet of main line was replaced and the remainder was sawed with a hydraulic cutter. Water tests have all been good. Placed another section of water line at the city park that was not good.
City Park, meaning the pavilion, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know that the third bullet point will surprise everybody when we say water loss remains high. Several leaking taps in the southwest part of town. Parts ordered to make the repairs, and we'll begin on those next week. Maybe later this week, if he thought if we could get away with it by Friday, we would, depends upon what happens over here. Excavation is scheduled for next week. We have a suspected water leak on Main Avenue and hope to excavate that after we start working on the tanks, because we do have a leak above, I presume leak in the small tank. Where there was once a fire hydrant in front of the old Taylor Motors at home flooring, they believe that's where our leak is. One of them, so.
On the water tank, is that warranty the work we had done on it? No,
No, it's too long after it was done.
I was just curious.
Yeah,
I think it's on the other side.
yeah,
Okay,
this is, yeah, so. Again, April, 8.8 million produced, 3.06, 3.07 rounding up, metered, so 65% loss.
I just remember that people are watering that on like it was June.
Yeah. Pothole work patching, milled up Third Street Southeast, we'll begin adding material compact and building a crown on that road. Mike's looking for some direction on this next item, is that currently oil for chip sealing has doubled in price, going from $450 a ton to $900 a ton. We're trying to determine if chip sealing this summer is even feasible. We were scheduled to do the golf course edition in Pro West, so Country Club and Pro West. Mobilizing for half of the scheduled area may be counterproductive financially and better to utilize 2 years budget to complete the job in one pass. We are considering completely milling the process of those areas this year and then chip sealing the entire area next year. And any input from the council and residents of the area and general citizenry would be appreciated. Inflation hits us all. And
Is there any indication of it going down?
no. I don't think, I think it's the availability more than anything. I don't know, cost wise, I don't know, getting it out of Billings, it's got to come from Billings. So think about this, and then I would ask at the next meeting, that we give Mike an idea from the council where you guys think we want to go, or you guys can. I don't know what to say. I want to see it get done, especially in the country club edition, because when we get rain, if we get rain and we get heavy rain, those people up there pay the price for having gravel washed down in their yards. You know, and again, it goes back to that subdivision being developed without curbs and gutters. Think about that.
Pro West Edition is
The one to the south of the Mormon church there.
Okay.
So basically be the south, the far east, southeast, northeast side too.
Okay.
Park crews are out. They poured and stamped 2 concrete pads in the mini park for the bench that is the memorial from Ethel. And normal mix of everyday tasks, water shutoffs, meter repairs, sampling, wastewater sampling, garbage collection, tree trimming, line locations, and things like that, mechanical repairs. We do have 10 of our new meters in, and 3 of them are out. They're,
like non-functioning.
no, they're out installed as a beta.
Oh, I thought you meant they were all.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, they're not. 3 of them are out as a beta. Mike
that's what I
said,
heard too.
no.
If you want to test on mine.
Mike, they've got a list. They, being Jody, has a list.
I have a picture.
Of what it-
He tried to do like, one at that end of town, one over here, one here, just to, so
Just
we
get
can
a
make
feel.
sure that the.
Start a sample.
The repeater system works.
repeater system
Right.
is working, so. We're gonna take it slow because this is gonna be painful.
Mike said today on his way out that the rest of our meters will not be here until August at the earliest.
That's not
Good.
bad, actually.
That wasn't what we originally heard, was it? Yeah.
We thought July.
Yeah.
That's not
It
bad.
just means we don't have, probably won't have a federal audit this year. Might want next year again.
Yeah, that's
Same
true.
time.
Yep.
That will cost another $12,000. So that's okay.
Those guys have been picking it up and putting it down as fast as they can go. On call on the weekends has been going good. I've kind of stepped back on the weekends from saying, you know, if the Baylor's full on the weekends, I don't want the on-call guys. I mean, do you send the on-call guys down to clean it up on the weekends or wait till Monday morning and clean it up? So I don't know how to do it, and I guarantee you they don't want to teach me how to do it. Because that means I'd have to run a tractor. And good things never happen when Chris is behind something with forks on the front. So normally, if it's filled within 24 hours, we'll get it turned around on the weekend, so. Okay. Jody, Finance Officer.
I have reports in your packets. The first one is your expenditure report, the second one is your revenue report. Everything surprisingly with costs going up and fuel and everything else, we're still sitting pretty good. We did have we found out that the Lions Club was awarded a fish and game grant through the city. So that, hey, so that's gonna have to be run through the general fund. We probably will need to do a budget amendment to bring that money in and then to expend it. So we probably will, the Lions Club actually will pay the match. The city won't be paying any of the funds. It's just a matter of it is used on with our numbers. So we will probably end up having to do a budget amendment for that purpose. The only way we could not is if we do not do the transfer that we normally do into capital improvements, and I would recommend that we do that transfer. So we can talk about that later, but
And having talked to the auditor, that's what the auditor suggested. correct?
auditor wants us to run it through the general fund
Yep.
instead of the capital improvement fund because it is going to include Lions Club money as well.
Jody and I have used the word 2022-23 budget a couple of times, so I know you can see her cringe over there, but we're beginning to lay out numbers and look at things for next year as well.
Our health insurance went down.
Yes, it did.
11%.
I'm skipping to zoning permit, Tom.
Nothing specific to report. I did include 2 months worth because we somehow missed it last month. A lot of fences and re-roofs and re-siding, which is easy, but just moving forward.
Thank you, Tom. And everything is copacetic and up to date with the dollar store. Mike's been down. They've got their water line going in. Hope to get it tested next week and get that off of our desk as well. Councilwoman Kokoli, it's happening in our neighborhood. It's a
In our
beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yep. Mayor's lawn is beautiful.
No.
Water's lot.
How was vacation?
Good.
Dunkin' Donuts and all?
Yeah.
Inside joke. Councilman Howard,
I don't really have anything this time.
glad to see you're semi-mobile.
Yeah.
I need one of those with a little stress ball that I can squeeze during the day.
No, Jody's one.
You know, those guys throw things at me.
First of all, congrats to the class of 2022.
Yeah.
Graduated on Sunday, so congrats to them. Pool information is starting to come out slowly but surely. Check the Facebook page, facebook.com/Choteau Pool. Drew's posting pretty regular information about potential open dates, depending on how getting everything set up goes and other kind of factors like weather and things. Swim lesson info as well.
That was on the Cantor Facebook page. Swim lessons and stuff, the hours and stuff today.
Yep. Both of them were there. It was on both. I just want to do a specific call out for Sterling Stott. He earned his Eagle Scout Award this weekend.
I graduated.
And graduated.
Okay.
By graduating, yeah. Let's see, from the Port Authority, there's a information about a childcare grant that we're pursuing. It's on the Facebook page for the Port Authority. They're looking for about $5,000 in grant pledges to make sure that we can move forward. If we don't hit that mark, that'll probably be the last childcare effort we put forward for the time being, for a little while anyway. And then finally, the city was awarded the CDBG grant for housing.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Cool.
Chamber after hours.
Went very well.
That was Thursday, wasn't it?
Yep.
Councilman Murja.
So I have started, I heard back actually from the Montana Skate Park project yesterday. And their big thing is community buy-in. So I will be getting with the young men who are interested. And I mean, if anybody else is watching or comes out of the woodwork, them as well, and we will start putting together things just to encourage the city to, not the city, but the
The
community,
citizenry.
the citizenry to, you know, why this is a good thing. Why we feel it's needed, why we selected the location, et cetera, so that we can get going forward on this, get something designed and built here in the next couple of years.
What is the location?
So
The
the
north of the
plant-
dog park.
Yep, so where all of Boland's construction equipment is parked right now, right next to hole number 12 of the
Golf
disc
course.
disc golf course. But yeah, it would be there, and it'd probably end up being somewhere around the size of Lincoln's, although theirs ended up pretty small. Maybe more like the one in Big Sandy, which is a little bigger, but the sky's the limit. They want to know that the community actually wants it, and I'm not some rogue councilman doing whatever I please. So if anybody wants to know why I think it's a good idea, please feel free to reach out and talk to me. And if I don't have my ducks in a row at that moment, I will shortly thereafter. So
That's it.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay. From my desk, dogs. Dogs. We're making progress. I had a citizen in this morning to thank us for the pressure we put on some folks who now have a fence up to keep their dog in. And hopefully we will not have to worry about that one anymore. There was some stuff that took place over on the northwest side of town that bypassed us because of the severity or whatever you want to call it of the incident with the dog. So that was taken all the way to Jen right away. But I was up the other morning about 3 a.m. outside. Yeah, I know. And there was a large number of dogs barking, and whether it's deer or, Yogi the bear.
Yeah, coyotes, other dogs.
What's that, Mel?
Coyotes.
Yeah, it was more than normal for May, let's just put it that way. So again, I'm asking folks to be kind to their neighbors and see if we can handle these matters amongst friends rather than try and bring us in. Talking about water, last year we asked people to do a voluntary watering thing where water even days with your address, odd days with your address, for those who are on city water. And at this time, I don't see us going to mandatory. I would hope we would never have to go to mandatory. But if we wanted to from the council, and it's something to think about that I may put on the agenda, to ask folks to voluntarily water on the days of their address. Here's the sad part. There's folks out there with wells, and the minute they turn on a well on an odd day and they're an even number, people don't know if they're on city water or if they're on a well, and our phone rings, someone's telling that this person's watering today when they shouldn't be. Well, even under a voluntary agreement, people are still going to do that because they don't see the word voluntary, they just see water on these days. And so something to think about. Mike has made no mention of it, but he did say that we are pumping water right now at a rate as though we were in July.
I think that we would see that we won't be getting phone calls because Fairfield has lifted their restrictions as of tomorrow.
Yeah.
People get.
Yeah.
So,
Fairfield also has half the Sun River running through the area now.
Yeah. We had fallen behind with some stuff with our city attorney on the civil side. and have had a conversation with them and the firm. And strangely, today I got some movement on some things this afternoon, and I've been promised by the end of the week, everything that's on his desk will be cleaned up and down to me. So Polly, that means you're sitting pretty good over there, because the managing partner reached out and said, was very apologetic. Try to think what else we've got going on. Mel, you will be hearing from some folks. There's a new business coming to town. We'll be here technically the 1st of June. They plan on making an announcement. They close on their stuff this on Friday, and so we'll know more about that. I met with those folks today when I was in Great Falls for a little bit, so looking forward to that. We are still very hectic here at times. It's an even flow will never happen. We're peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. So we're getting through it. I am struggling, to be honest with you guys, because I'm trying to figure out a way that when I'm in Sam's Club and I run across someone from Choteau who wants to chew on me for 25 minutes about something, how do I deal with that rather than stand there for 25 minutes and take it?
Don't
So-
go to Sam's Club.
Well, yeah, I know
Tell
it
them
is.
to call the office.
You know, and I'm going to have to do a better job of that.
So you only take that in Rex's.
Well, yeah, or the deli, or, you know, Main Street Express, wherever I'm at. So it was a tough 10 days or so for me with being blindsided on some things by folks. And so we'll get through it. And I signed up for the job, and I understand that, and I will take it. I just got to find a better way of balancing that out between home life, work life, and avocation life. So we'll get there. Trying to think. Oh, Steve, you want to talk about what's going to happen the next couple days?
Sure.
Thank you. So
Um,
because people are already asking.
Yep, so there's going to be a film crew in Choteau on Thursday. They're working with the sheriff's office. They're gonna be filming on the Dutton Highway. And they're also gonna be filming just below the Latter-day Saints Church for a little while in the morning. They'll be using the pavilion for their catering and food service stuff. So you might see a little more traffic around there.
You may see some more traffic around by the baseball parks too, as they
Yep.
avoid the road work.
They were deciding if they're gonna go on the north side or through the south side
Okay.
around the, yeah, they weren't sure which would be easier for
Okay.
their folks. You might see a few more, vehicles and trucks in town for their equipment. I know they've worked with the Strict Baptist Church to use their parking lot and reached out to Weed Conservation District, some other folks, and they'll be doing some filming up at the old KOA up at the RV park. So they'll be in town. It's exciting.
Okay. Congrats to our seniors. Congrats to the 8th graders tomorrow who get out and work their way up the flagpole to freshmen the following year. With that, public comment, Mr. Evenson,
Right,
the floor is yours.
here or go there?
Probably,
Podium.
yeah.
So go to the podium so he can adjust to see you. There you go.
Well, so first of all, I'd like to thank all of you for your service. It's been a long time since I've been to a council meeting. This is very impressive, and it's efficiency and professionalism, so very impressed by that. In my work, I attend a great deal of meetings, and this was very well done. So the first reason I'm here is to speak about Mark Major, who was on the council. And a few of us got together, started a few months ago to do a fundraising for Mark Major. And I think the mayor shared a memo with you about that. And so I don't know if you've had any.
I haven't sold him raffle tickets yet, so.
Okay, but
don't
we're
spoil
working
that.
on those
Yeah.
part. But anyway, we'd like to invite the city council, if you desire, to put together a basket or a box that then would become one of the items to be raffled. So let's see. So the family has donated a rifle, one that Mark had bought soon before he passed. And so that's being raffled, be like 6 tickets for 100 and one for 20. And so like, anyway, this is the
That's laying on my desk.
okay flyer for that. And for example, tomorrow I'll be at the Great Falls Track Club with Kevin. We'll be doing that. It'll be at the rodeo grounds and so on and so on. And then we've reached out to the 4-H, to Ben Wambacher, neighbor here to the city. Horace Mann has donated a 2-person fly fishing trip on the Missouri River.
What's our date, Chris?
So ideally, if you're able to do a flyer illustrating what it is by, say, June 1st, that's all we need at the moment.
Okay,
And then the physical could come later.
okay, and you're drawing everything on the 4th?
Yes.
And the benefit, that's the cell, that, are they doing a benefit get together? They had talked about that at one time.
There's no get together, but it'll be like at the art in the park.
Okay,
It'll be at the 4-H, it'll be at the rodeo, and anything else we can think of. And then, so the gun is kind of in one category, and then these other things, so Horseman,
Okay.
LDS church groups are doing some things, the grade school is doing a basket, and then we're reaching out, and we'll have a meeting tomorrow, but like the football, volleyball, wrestling.
Boy Scouts.
Steve has reached, I was supposed to reach out to you about scouts,
Yep.
so this is it, I guess. And then behind on reaching out to the STEAM, Dan Lannon.
mhm.
And then the education board, I think it was Lane and was reorganized. I'm not sure who the new, I need to track that down. So anyway,
So the new school board chair is Levi Hodgkiss.
Yes.
Yep.
okay.
And if you're looking for the Education Foundation, probably Carrie.
Gary Crabtree.
Craig Crabtree.
Yep,
Probably.
I think she's currently president, or
Yeah.
was recently.
If you're looking for Carrie, leave her a message.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, so that was my first topic, was the more major thing.
Okay,
And then second topic is more by way of, at this moment, information. So the topic is community of Choteau Ukrainian benefit. And so as you hear me speak, you might think this is a church thing, but it's not a church thing. So I've invited all the churches to come together as a leadership pool, to come together to form a committee. But also, for example, we want to invite the Seroptimist to be part of it. I'll reach out to the Lions Club. And it can be any other Lions Club, okay, 2 for 3 for 1 year.
Yeah.
And any other community member. And so we've been making those contacts, and then I'll send out an email, then inviting everyone, everyone come to the Gleason room at the library on Thursday, June, whatever, 7 o'clock. That has yet to be picked. And form a committee then to provide the leadership and empower our community to come together and do a benefit for Ukraine. And in so doing, the act of doing this as a community, I think, helps connect us as a community. I don't think this is so much in Choteau, but we live in a time of a lot of division and anger and separation. So here's to come together for something greater than us. And Choteau does this wonderfully with or without this anyway, and then to help then those in Ukraine and help there. And then ultimately I'd envision the proceeds, we would hand them to the council, to the mayor. And then the committee would have selected whichever humanitarian organization or organizations. And then the mayor would represent the community in making those donations.
So I thought I was gonna say in Ukraine. so-
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I'm going to Ukraine. Have you picked a sister city or something like that, or are we just gonna do it through humanitarian?
When I mentioned to sister city, I was just kind of illustrating the concept. In this case, it's Chotau's the sister city to the nation of
All right,
Ukraine.
and that makes sense to me. That does.
And the humanitarian things, we would leave that to the committee to
Perfect.
decide.
Mhm.
And, you know, everyone, of course, we want to find humanitarian so there's no cut coming off. of
Correct.
Blah, blah, blah.
That all the dollars hit the ground.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And as a side note, one of my coworkers is married to a Ukrainian. They went to Ukraine and helped family come out of there. So perhaps in our initial meeting, the screen will have some displaced Ukrainians to help us connect it to real people. And I think there's some others.
And if they don't have that capability at the Gleason room, we can meet here.
Okay, that might be good to meet here.
Do you have a time and date set for that initial meeting?
No, I have been wanting to make contact, and between travel and work, it's taken me a bit to get to everyone, but I've now talked to all the churches in town, and all of them are on board. I haven't heard back from one, and the strict Baptist, really all of their people are in Dutton, and there's very few of them. So in that sense, they just weren't able to participate, but we've had good response. And so with this, I guess I'll reach out to the Sir Optimus Club if you have interest,
Okay.
and I'll reach out to the Lions Club if you have interest in that. So anyway, just communicating this intent, and so that's what I have today.
Thank you, Chris. We'll do what we can to help you out. You know that. Polly,
Oh, I'm just here.
Friends of the Dog Park, Polly. I'm hoping that we will have our dogs in a row.
That will be lovely.
Yes.
I'm just here because I'm interested.
Yes, so. I have nothing else. Mel, do you have anything for the good of the order?
It's going to be very busy next couple of weeks now. This week and this coming week in particular, but after that, we'll have the May Tea Fest, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Pavilion. We'll be having music and old-time fiddling contest Saturday night, and on Sunday, a jigging contest.
A what?
Jigging,
Dancing.
Oh.
like dance jigging,
Okay.
not like fish jigging.
Well,
Sorry.
my hearing aids might need to be rebuilt right now, so that's why I'm asking.
So that's coming up that weekend. And
Yoga
for
Fest
the
is
next
shortly.
weekend, we'll have the Tasga Community Yard Sale, the fly-in at the airport, and the yoga festival, which includes venues with music and food for the general public, I think down around the pavilion
I'm not sure.
on Friday night or Saturday night or both nights. So, and then I think after that, we will into
Steamroll right into 4th of July and
put
4-H.
fairs in
Yeah,
there,
all
and
that.
yeah, so it's just, things are picking up.
Oh, yeah, it's starting, momentum is picking up. There's no doubt about it. And best wishes to our track team, Coach Peebles and her crew as they head to Great Falls for state track. And they are still looking for volunteers down there at Memorial Stadium to help through the weekend.
Contact Dustin Gordon if you're looking to volunteer.
Or Mike Schmidt, yeah, I was told to contact Mike.
Well, I talked to Dustin, who talked to me, he goes, I'm trying to help Mike out, so
Okay.
have people talk to me.
Good luck to our Lady Cow Dog softball players as they are
Head to
at
state.
state this weekend. They took third over the weekend as well. 8th graders, congratulations. Welcome to the real world.
Congratulations to our tennis team.
Yeah, congrats to our tennis team, third in state as well.
Yeah.
Well done for coaches May, Coach Lobdell and such.
And Katie Major took second.
Katie, yep,
Yeah, so she
Individual.
brought home individual hardware as well.
yep, second place, and Ella Peach was 6th.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
well done.
And
So
golf.
golf wrapped up.
Yeah, and I didn't hear how.
Fourth
they
in
get
state,
fourth?
yep.
Okay, okay.
Yep. So
With a couple of individual placers in the top 20.
Henry was 6.
yeah, I think Henry Beeler was the highest placer in sixth place. Yeah.
Okay,
So, that's a long golf course where they played,
where'd they play?
Fairmont.
Mhm.
So it is.
And the primary election is on the 7th.
Yep,
so-
and that will have city council. That's our next, thank you. Good segue now. Our next city council meeting will be the night of the 7th, right here, 5:30. Okay. Thank you all. Enjoy. We're adjourned.